My name is Dr. Stuart R. Miller, and I want to tell you something uncomfortable, something most people don't want to hear, something that isn't dramatic, isn't loud, and doesn't feel dangerous while it's happening, but it is slowly shortening your life. Not someday, not decades from now, right now. And the most frightening part, you probably did it today. You might even be doing it while listening to this. This isn't about smoking. It's not about alcohol. It's not about fast food, sugar, or junk habits you already feel guilty about. This is a habit so common, so normalized, so socially accepted that no one warns you about it. Doctors rarely mention it. Parents don't teach it. Schools don't address it. Yet in my career studying cognitive decline, metabolic damage, cardiovascular risk, and long-term neurological deterioration, this one behavior keeps showing up again and again and again. I've watched brilliant people, engineers, artists, teachers, leaders, slowly lose sharpness, not overnight, not dramatically, but subtly. They come in complaining of fatigue, brain fog, poor sleep, memory slips, mood changes, then years later, high blood pressure, insulin resistance, inflammation markers climbing, cognitive decline accelerating faster than expected. And when we trace it back, it's not genetics alone, it's not age alone, it's this one daily habit, a habit that convinces your body it's under constant threat, a habit that quietly rewires your brain for survival mode instead of repair mode, a habit that steals years not by killing you, but by wearing you down cell by cell. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your body is designed to heal, regenerate, and strengthen itself only when it feels safe enough to do so. And this habit tells your nervous system, you are never safe, stay alert, stay tense, stay awake. When that message repeats every day, your body stops repairing itself, your brain stops cleaning itself, your heart works harder than it should, your hormones fall out of rhythm, your immune system stays slightly inflamed, just enough to damage, but not enough to warn you, and you don't feel it at first. That's what makes it dangerous, because damage that whispers is more deadly than damage that screams. This video is not meant to scare you, it's meant to wake you up, because once you understand what this habit is doing, and more importantly, why it's doing it, you can reverse much of the damage, but only if you stop pretending it's harmless. So stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to explain what this habit actually is, why your brain interprets it as a threat, how it silently shortens lifespan, and what small changes can dramatically protect your future. No supplements, no extreme routines, no fear tactics, just biology, just neuroscience, just truth. Let's begin. Main script, real human flow, long form. The habit isn't what you think when people hear daily habit. They expect something obvious. But this one hides in plain sight. It looks productive. It looks responsible. It looks normal. The habit is chronic, uninterrupted sitting combined with mental overstimulation, long hours sitting, minimal movement, constant screen exposure, endless mental input, no true rest. Your body doesn't experience this as comfort. It experiences it as entrapment. From an evolutionary perspective, prolonged stillness with high mental alertness only happened in one scenario: danger, a trapped animal, a hunted human hiding, a threat that hasn't passed. Your nervous system doesn't understand office work. It doesn't understand scrolling. It doesn't understand productivity. It only understands signals, and this habit sends the wrong ones. What happens inside your body? Let me explain what I've seen clinically. When you sit for hours without movement, blood flow slows, lymphatic drainage decreases, glucose regulation worsens, inflammation increases, brain oxygen delivery subtly drops. Now add constant stimulation, notifications, emails, short-form videos, news, noise. Your brain never enters recovery mode. Your stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, stay mildly elevated all day. Not enough to feel panic, just enough to block repair. And repair is everything. Repair is how your brain clears waste. Repair is how blood vessels stay elastic. Repair is how cells replace damaged DNA. No repair means accelerated aging. Why you don't notice the damage. Here's the most dangerous part. This habit doesn't make you feel sick. It makes you feel busy, distracted, tired but wired, restless, slightly anxious, mentally dull. People say, I'm just getting older. I need more coffee. I didn't sleep well. But the truth is, your nervous system is exhausted, not from work, from never turning off survival mode. The brain pays. First, the brain is the most sensitive organ to this habit. Why? Because it consumes enormous energy and depends on rest cycles to clean itself. When you stay mentally stimulated without physical movement, waste products accumulate, memory consolidation weakens, emotional regulation declines, decision-making worsens. Over time, this contributes to faster cognitive decline, higher dementia risk, increased depression and anxiety, reduced stress tolerance. This isn't speculation. We see it in longitudinal studies. We see it in imaging. We see it in patients, your heart and metabolism. Follow after the brain, the damage spreads. Prolonged sitting stiffens blood vessels. Your heart must pump harder to move blood. Your insulin sensitivity drops. Your body stores more fat, even without overeating. Inflammation quietly rises. And inflammation is the root of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, neurodegeneration. This isn't about weight. Thin people are affected too. This is about how often your body gets permission to reset. Why exercise alone isn't enough. Here's something most people misunderstand. One workout a day does not cancel out 10 hours of stillness. Movement must be frequent, not just intense. Your body needs regular signals that say, we are alive, we are mobile, we are safe. Short walks, standing breaks, gentle stretching, natural posture changes. These aren't fitness tips, they're survival signals. The sleep connection. This habit destroys sleep quality, not sleep duration, sleep depth. Because your nervous system never fully calms. You lie down tired, but your brain stays alert. Sleep becomes shallow, and shallow sleep accelerates aging more than lack of sleep. That's when cognitive decline speeds up. That's when hormones destabilize. That's when recovery fails. The quiet fix. This is the good news. Here's the part that gives me hope. This damage is largely reversible. Your body wants to heal. You don't need extreme changes. You need interruptions. Interrupt sitting every 30-45 minutes. Expose your eyes to natural light. Reduce constant stimulation. Create moments of real stillness without screens. Let your nervous system feel safe again. That's when repair resumes. That's when aging slows. That's when clarity returns. Final message. This daily habit isn't evil. It's unconscious. And unconscious habits steal the most life. Awareness is the beginning of longevity. Your body is listening to what you do every day. Make sure you're sending the right message. My name is Dr. Stuart R. Miller, and your future health is shaped less by what you do occasionally and more by what you repeat without thinking. There is a moment in every life when the body tries to warn the mind. It doesn't shout. It doesn't panic. It whispers. A little fatigue you can't explain. A fog that doesn't lift. A restlessness that never quite settles. Most people ignore it. They call it stress. They call it age. They call it just how life is now. But what if it isn't? What if your body isn't failing you? What if it's reacting exactly as designed? My name is Dr. Stuart R. Miller. For decades, I've studied how the brain, the heart, and the nervous system respond to modern life. And I want to say this clearly, calmly, without drama. One of the most common daily habits in the modern world is quietly shortening human lifespan. Not dramatically, not suddenly, but consistently, and almost no one realizes it's happening. Part 1. The habit. No one questions this habit doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't smell like smoke. It doesn't taste like sugar. It doesn't feel reckless. It looks responsible. It looks productive. It looks like sitting down and focusing, hour after hour, day after day, year after year. long periods of physical stillness combined with constant mental stimulation, sitting but never resting, alert but never recovering. Your body was never designed for this state, not biologically, not neurologically, not historically. For most of human existence, stillness meant one thing: threat, an animal hiding, a human waiting for danger to pass, muscles tense, breath shallow, mind hyper-alert. Stillness plus alertness was temporary, and survival depended on escaping it. Today, we recreate that state voluntarily, and we stay there for years. Part 2, what your nervous system actually hears. Your nervous system does not understand emails. It does not understand deadlines. It does not understand social media, productivity, or modern work culture. It understands signals. Movement means safety. Rhythm means safety. Periods of rest mean safety. Stillness with stimulation means uncertainty. So your body responds the only way it knows how, by staying ready. Heart rate slightly elevated, stress hormones gently released, muscles subtly tense, digestion deprioritized, repair postponed, not enough to alarm you, just enough to age you. Part 3, why damage accumulates silently. This is not acute stress. Acute stress ends. This is chronic low-grade activation, the most dangerous state a human body can exist in. Because it doesn't trigger emergency responses, it prevents recovery. Cells age fastest when repair is delayed, and repair only happens when the body feels safe. Part 4, the brain under constant pressure. Your brain is the most energy-intensive organ you have. It relies on cycles: focus, release, cleanup, reset. When stimulation never stops, cleanup never finishes. Waste proteins accumulate, memory formation weakens, emotional regulation degrades. This is why people report brain fog. Shortened attention span, increased irritability, reduced creativity, emotional numbness. This isn't laziness, it's neural exhaustion. Part 5. Dementia doesn't begin with memory loss. Cognitive decline does not begin with forgetting names. It begins with chronic nervous system overload, years before diagnosis, years before symptoms are obvious, when sleep becomes shallow, when stress hormones remain elevated, when brain cleanup cycles are interrupted. This is why dementia risk is linked not just to age, but to lifestyle patterns. Part 6, the heart feels it next. The cardiovascular system was designed for movement. When stillness dominates, blood pools, vessels stiffen, the heart compensates. Over time, blood pressure rises, not suddenly, gradually, almost politely, until one day it isn't. Part 7. Metabolic confusion movement tells your cells fuel is needed. Stillness tells them store it. You can eat perfectly and still develop insulin resistance if your body rarely moves. This is why metabolic disease now affects people who appear healthy, because metabolism is regulated by signals, not willpower. Part 8. Inflammation, the common thread. Chronic stillness plus stimulation equals low-grade inflammation, not the kind that hurts, the kind that ages tissue. Inflammation accelerates. Cardiovascular disease, neurodegeneration, hormonal disruption, immune dysfunction. It is the background noise of modern illness. Part 9. Why exercise doesn't fix it alone. One intense workout cannot erase 10 sedentary hours. The body responds to frequency, not intensity. Short, regular movement interrupts stress signals. Standing, walking, stretching, changing posture. These are not fitness hacks. They are biological requirements. Part 10. Sleep is where damage shows up. Most people blame sleep problems on stress, but the issue is deeper. If your nervous system never feels safe during the day, it will not fully release at night. Sleep becomes lighter, less restorative. Brain cleanup slows, aging accelerates. Part 11. Why this habit feels normal. Because almost everyone does it. And when everyone is tired, foggy, anxious, and overstimulated, no one seems sick until disease appears. Part 12, the reversal. This is the hope. Here is the truth most people never hear. The body is incredibly forgiving. Interrupting stillness restores circulation. Reducing stimulation restores nervous system balance. Creating moments of real rest restarts repair. You don't need perfection. You need awareness. Part 13. Small shifts that change everything. Stand every 30 minutes. Move gently often. Let your eyes rest. Allow silence. Let boredom return. Boredom is a biological reset state. Part 14. What longevity really is. Longevity is not about extremes. It is about reducing unnecessary stress signals. Your body wants to last. You just have to stop telling it you're under threat all day. Closing. Quiet, serious, human. This daily habit is not evil. It is unconscious, and unconscious habits shape lifespans. The most powerful health decision you'll ever make is not something dramatic. It's what you interrupt. My name is Dr. Stuart R. Miller, and the life you live tomorrow depends on what you stop repeating today. Here's the part that gives me hope. This damage is largely reversible. Your body wants to heal. You don't need extreme changes. You need interruptions. Interrupt sitting every 30-45 minutes. Expose your eyes to natural light. Reduce constant stimulation. Create moments of real stillness without screens. Let your nervous system feel safe again. That's when repair resumes. That's when aging slows. That's when clarity returns. Final message. This daily habit isn't evil. It's unconscious. And unconscious habits steal the most life. Awareness is the beginning of longevity. Your body is listening to what you do every day. Make sure you're sending the right message. My name is Dr. Stuart R. Miller, and your future health is shaped less by what you do occasionally and more by what you repeat without thinking.